So I'll just be making a video, talking about, I should have never played Pokemon Go, right? And why, I decided to make this video, right? As you can see, for obvious reason, why, I should have never played Pokemon Go. And I'm briefly gonna explain it all into this, this video, right? I know that it's been a while I've been playing Pokemon Go. That's an obvious reason, right? I've been officially banned from Pokemon Go like 3 years ago, right? I couldn't believe that I feel like yesterday I'd been banned from Pokemon Go, but 3 years went by so fast, right? I was officially banned on July 19th, 2022, right? For Pokemon, Go spoofing, right? But now, it's obviously, it's past July, just 6 years, after, the release of Pokemon Go. That's when, I was permanently banned. I've been hitting permanent ban like twice already, so there's just no need, to play that game ever again, right? And also, today's officially July 20, 2025, right? Pokemon Go has been out for like 10 years, right? And I feel like, yeah, they've been changing a lot lately, and banning, just, banning players, that legitimately cheat, right? So, yeah. So what happened is that why banning and why termination, banning Pokemon Go, absolutely, hurt you, right? Or hurt me, because all that time you spend on that game, all that progress is gone to waste, right? I've been spending like hours after hours after hours, and I even spent money on it, right? Well, physically I didn't. Yeah, I remember that I did spend, a few money, in 2016, right? But I still have spent money just, to play spoofing, right? I know that spoofing is the number one reason, why, people complain so much about Pokemon Go, right? I get like there's cheating, all that stuff, right? I mean, spoofing is designed, for handicapped people, not, for your person that is not handicapped, And ever since, we got COVID and all that stuff, people start spoofing a lot more. So without even asking, without even, seeing it, that's how I think, right? And then Pokemon Go still wants you to walk outside and still go catch Pokemon, right? I mean, even if spoofing isn't a problem, there's still other, reason why, I should have never touched Pokemon Go, right? So yeah, I think when I played Pokemon Go, it created a lot of problems. So just banning me from it, was actually a benefit, right? So yeah, that was actually a benefit, if I get banned from Pokemon Go. So I have to explain like why it actually helps me, right? So yeah, right? So yeah, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Go is a very addictive game, right? And it's pushing me, really off track of, the important tasks that I really need to do in life in order to get myself successful, right? Yeah, Pokemon Go has been a really big distraction and really addictive game. I know that video games are really addictive and can easily throw you off of schedule, right? So yeah, that's another big reason, right? And also, because every time when I go play Pokemon Go, like I have to bring, extra charger with me, and it is so annoying, right? And also, it's very, battery consuming, right? Like if you play Pokemon Go for hours after hours without realizing, sometimes, your phone goes really low, in battery, and then, it dies, and then you need your extra charger, to carry with you, right? So yeah, and sometimes you even forget, to bring up your backup charger, and what will happen, right? And then boom, boom, your phone's dead, right? And it really hurts the battery every time when you make it so low. Ever since, I stopped playing Pokemon Go, I spend way less time, on my phone and on an electronic device than I did before, right? So yeah, whether it's spoofing or not, right? If I just go out and play legitimately, right? Even playing legitimately, there's still a chance of, it creates a lot of problem, right? But when you're spoofing, you know, you're playing at home and all that stuff, right? But then, you know, they should also, you know, get rid of spoofing completely, because it's not only, you know, cheating the game, it's also because, you know, it creates more distraction. Like, it just gets me more addictive of like more cheating and more, you know, points and reward, right? Because there's like so much reward that I can get much more easier ever without like me running around, you know, going outside and just running around and catch Pokemon, right? So yeah, it is a very, and also, you know, Pokemon Go is also a big problem for like a lot of people. It's just because, you know, it's available everywhere, but not everywhere is like safe to play Pokemon Go, right? So yeah, sometimes you play Pokemon Go in the most dangerous area, like you can either get severely hurt or injured or even killed, right? Yeah, I mean, the area that I live in, it's pretty safe, right? But I feel bad for, you know, other Pokemon Go players that really want to play Pokemon Go, but sometimes, you know, in life, you like playing Pokemon Go for them is like, yeah, they have no other choice, but they cannot play that game at all, right? It's because of the dangerous, you know, place they live in, right? Yeah, I remember that, you know, I can give you an example of, you know, how Pokemon Go is very distracting, right? Sorry, you know, it's so lousy, so I'm gonna have to, you know, raise my voice in this video, right? So yeah, Pokemon Go has been really big. It's one of the big reasons, you know, like why, you know, I was procrastinating in college before, right? I remember in like 2017 and 2018, I played a lot of Pokemon Go, and that really, you know, screw off, you know, my career and my, your full potential of getting good grades, right? I mean, it just takes up a lot of my time, you know, right? I got, you know, in trouble, and I'm taking lack of accountability, and I'm becoming way more immature than I did in high school, right? That was just the bottom line of Pokemon Go, right? It just really takes up so much time, like, right? And then, you know, ever since, you know, the ban things happened, then I just became smart, you know, like how to smart their spoofing system, right? I keep downloading, you know, hacks after hacks after hacks, and it might have potentially, you know, viruses and scams in there, right? That can, you know, hurt my computer, right? And also, eventually, now I have to pay money, you know, to spoof in Pokemon Go, right? Because the app developers are getting like tired of the, you know, like revoking app, right? That's the one thing that really tired out the spoofer, is that every time they spoof on, you know, this certain, you know, program or, you know, software, you know, Apple or somebody just like revokes it, right? And then you have to wait again, right? And then it just annoys me, is like, you know, just keep up with the game's progress, right? So yeah, I've been playing Pokemon Go, but it's been a long time. I still remember like how these things work, right? So I have not been playing Pokemon Go for a while, so I don't know how the update is. It's gonna be a lot different than it was in 2022, right? So yeah, let me think of another reason of why, you know, Pokemon Go is bad. You know, it's because let's just say that I play legit. Why is it bad? It's because, you know, I trespass, you know, into people's property, right? For example, let's just say that there's a Charizard or there's a Snorlax. There's like really good, you know, high CP Pokemon, right? That you really want to catch, right? And you see on the nearby, right? And then you try to go to that neighbor's house, and it's annoying, right? Yeah, I did trespass, you know, to people's property like several times in the past, and they were not really happy about it, and they could tell that I was playing Pokemon Go, right? So yeah, just to hunt this specific Pokemon, right? Yo, you go to, you know, the Pokestop, the gym, and all that stuff, right? Yeah, so even legit players are not safe, you know, from getting in trouble in Pokemon Go. They're not safe too, so that's another thing, right? It's just like, you know, how would you feel, you know, if somebody just wants to keep going to your freaking house just to catch that Pokemon, right? You will get tired of it, right? You would. I mean, Pokemon Go is the one that's gaining attention to you, right? You didn't ask for attention. They just came, right? Yeah, I will be really pissed off too, you know. Okay, I like one time, you know, since, you know, if I'm a very nice, generous guy, I let it happen like several times, but eventually I will get fed up with it, right? Say, no more, man, right? So, yeah. And there's another reason why I don't like Pokemon Go, right? It's also being a legit player, right? It does not matter if you never break the terms of service, right? You can just read the term service. It's so goddamn long, like pages after pages. Like, people, you know that people don't like reading a lot or just impatient nowadays, right? Just like me, right? I'm like, why do I have to read, like, you know, this long, you know, essay, you know, that takes like 1 hour or several hours to, you know, to interpret it, right? People don't have this type of time, you know. You have to agree, you know, the terms of service, right? Sometimes so long lately that you cannot remember like all of these, you know, detail, right? So, yeah, I think they should just make it a lot shorter and simpler, you know, for people to know, right? So, that way, you know, you never know you break term of service. Sometimes people read the entire term of service, they never broke a term of service, and they get banned in Pokemon Go, right? Even though they never broke, right? So just like a few weeks ago, I just followed, you know, Trainer Tip, right? I accidentally watched his video, and he told everyone he got banned, right? I even like several years ago, like around 2018, 2019, something like that, I followed another YouTube channel, also got banned. Never cheated the game. His account should be clean. And people getting banned for like wrong reasons too, right? This is why, you know, in 2020, they have to, you know, erase, you know, all the permanent ban, because so many legit players are also banned too, right? And they didn't do a goddamn thing. They didn't harass players, they didn't spoof, right? People can also get banned for just for, you know, harassment, right? And also, you know, for trespassing, right? They never did any of those type of, you know, shenanigans, and they still get banned. Like, Pokemon Go does not give a flying F about you. It's say, okay, you follow all the rules and you still get banned, right? I have never seen that happen in my life, you know. Where, you know, you play everything legitly, everything clean, no dirty play, no cheating, no nothing of that, and you still get banned. Right? I wouldn't be surprised, you know, if even, you know, Brandon Tan got banned, but yeah, that was his fault. You know, he should you know, make money off of it. He did spoof, but he was, you know, selling, you know, he was making money off of Pokemon Go, and that is illegal, right? Yeah, so yeah, I seen, you know, Lucky Buns, right? That's the YouTube channel that I follow like years ago. I don't even follow him anymore because I'm not interested in the Pokemon Go content, right? I'm not interested. Yeah, he was, you know, like, you know, playing just spoofly, and he got permanent ban, and they just locked him out of the account for like almost a year, right? And that was really devastating, right? So, yeah, this guy named Lucky Buns, right? Yeah, so even though you never, you know, did anything wrong, Pokemon Go can still ban you, right? I mean, that's just how rigged, you know, the game is, right? So yeah, let me think of that reason why, you know, I should never play Pokemon Go. And also, you know, Pokemon Go account will eventually get deleted, right? So basically, I came up with a long-term, you know, I just look into the future in a long-term way, right? I know that a lot of people, you know, who quit Pokemon Go, their account will eventually get deleted, right? I'm like, why is that, right? Why does your Pokemon Go account get deleted? Even though, you know, it's doing nothing, but still, you know, it's taking up the Pokemon Go, you know, server, right? You know that whenever you make a new account or more accounts in, you know, in Pokemon Go, it needs to store it as a server, and it takes up a lot of room, right? If you have not logged in your Pokemon Go account for like a certain amount of time, it will get permanently deleted. In Niantic, And Pokemon Go has the right, to get rid of it, right? Now, why do I say this, right? For just like, right? A lot of people don't think of what I'm thinking, right? You know that you actually don't live forever, and eventually you don't play Pokemon Go forever, right? I know that people will eventually get tired of it, or they forgot about it, or they forgot their password, or whatever problem they have. They decide to quit Pokemon Go for like years, never log in, and one day they just log in and boom, their account's gone, right? So playing Pokemon Go was never worth it, right? I know that sometimes, games want to keep their own data, right? But eventually, there'll be a time, where you can never log in again, whether your life ended. That's another thing of this crazy world I'm living in, right? You never know, what happened to you. Your life may cut short, and here and there, right? You may lose your iPhone, right? You may never play Pokemon Go, right? Even though Pokemon Go didn't ban you, but something else prevent you from not going in, right? So that's a perfect example. Let's say your life just ended, right? Because I know that people don't live forever, right? Because all that hard progress that you put in there that doesn't help you in the long run, and you play for fun, all that progress goes to wasteland, right? That's what happened, and that's what I'm afraid of, right? I feel like all the time that I stupidly spend on stupid Pokemon Go, if I spend to something much more useful, I would be way more ahead of myself than today, right? But yeah, this is a hard lesson, and this is a big mistake that I made, right? So yeah, and also because some people they get really into the game. Sometimes they even spend money, like I told you, right? Not just spending on spoofing app and all stuff, but also spend in game or something like that, right? So yeah, I get like why Pokemon Go need more data, so that way the games needs to stop crashing, the system become a lot more better, right? So yeah, I pretty much understand that, right? It's just too much maintenance when you have too many data you're recording on its server, right? And also Pokemon Go can create distractions such as like people driving with Pokemon, right? Yeah, driving and playing on your cell phone at the same time is really dangerous, and it can get into a lot of accident, right? And one time I think specifically in 2017, let's me re-mention that again. I actually bike a lot, right? And why is that? Because I play Pokemon Go, right? Yeah, playing Pokemon Go on a bike, with one hand holding and one hand doing like this, it actually is really hard, right? And that can create some accident, right? Even it can cost a life too, right? Playing Pokemon Go can actually kill people. And why is that? I'm like, can you explain that? Okay, you heard of several accidents before, right? Some people are not aware of their surrounding. They become unaware. They just like looking at their phone all day, and then yeah, if you just stare at your phone and not pay attention to surrounding, you could either get into an accident, you could either hurt yourself because you bump to an object, or you fall. Just like like there was like a couple Pokemon Go player that actually was playing on a mountain, and they just like slip on the cliff, and they just fall out and they lost their lives, right? So yeah, that's just how dangerous it is, right? Some people, they can play Pokemon Go like driving at a high speed, and then another car like hit them without realizing there's a car that's in their way, right? That can cost life. That can cost tons of money too. So who knows, man? If I continue to play Pokemon Go today, it's a good thing that I got permanent ban, right? That is a good thing. People say that, ha ha ha, you do this, you lost this. But no, it was a good thing for me, right? You can make fun of me all you want, right? At the end of the day, Pokemon Go, terms of service, permanently banned me. I did lose, but then I actually won in the long run, right? Who knows what would happen, if I continue to play, all the way to today. I would have been gone, to be honest, right? Who knows what happened? all the results that could happen in the past may turn out to be different, may turn out to be in a negative way, right? That's something, that I don't see of. Or what if Pokemon Go would have, kept my account, right? Even if they unban my account, it's just no incentive for me, to replay it again, right? Because what if they just decide to ban me, like, again, right? So, yeah, Pokemon Go can do whatever they want, right? And also, it is, a waste of time, because you have to keep creating, like another account, right? Let's say that you can never play Pokemon Go, you have to spoof, right? So yeah, I know that some people even get so addicted they spoof on their main account, right? People even have to create like so many like alternate account. I don't know how many alternate account I create, but I pretty sure I create like at least 3 or 4 of them, right? Why do you create alternate account in Pokemon Go? Just to gain advantage. And also, there's like certain location that you cannot go to, or you think you can never go there, right? You just have to get an alternate account just to spoof there and get a Pokemon, and then you just trade to your main account, right? I mean, you have to get like multiple devices too, so that's another annoying thing of Pokemon Go. Just take down, gyms, and also raid it, and also, just more advantages in Pokemon Go, that helps you win much easier, right? I mean, people always will find, an easiest way, but then, it's against service. Having, multiple account on your Pokemon Go is also against the terms of service. So, yeah, you just cannot do that, right? So, yeah, and people just losing their, like alternate account that they don't even care for, or they're just trying to help their main account, right? And sometimes, it's just getting annoying. You have to keep creating like more new Gmails and all that stuff, right? Just to make more and more and more account, right? It's just a waste of time, and you just have to keep track of it. It's just like too much trouble. So I figure out, like, if Pokemon Go keep banning like all my alternate account, I'm gonna end up having 100 different type of Gmails, right? And it's gonna take up all these like Google storage too as well. So yeah, it's like, it's like, I feel like it's not worth the trouble, right? So yeah. Yeah, so let me think. I think that those are all the possible reasons I can think of, of like why Pokemon Go, is pretty bad for me, right? So yeah, I think that's about it, and I cannot think of that reason. There's probably more reason, but if you could think of more reason of like why Pokemon Go seems to be really bad for me, for you guys, for anyone in general, you can just comment below, right? Because I'm pretty sure you whoever played longer than me, whoever played more recent, they probably know more than I do now, right? So yeah, this is what happened when you quit for a while. You gain less knowledge, and you won't be as good as before, right? I mean, I remember Pokemon Go, I was like loving it crazy. I was getting like hundreds of millions of points, so let me tell you like what happened on my main account. So on my main account, I remember that I had a total of like over 500 million XP points, right? I mean, if I still would have played today, then I probably would have got to 1 billion, right? If I just kept spoofing, right? Yeah, even on that day, I remember that, I was so surprised that I got, permanently banned. Right, it went straight permanent ban. I only spoofed only 3 or 4 miles from my actual location, and Pokemon Go detect my spoofing, right? I don't know how the hell they did that, man, but yeah, maybe their technology is not terrible. Maybe they're just advancing, right? So yeah, like you just can never be safe from anything, right? So yeah, it can also save me tons of money. Like I said, don't prevent accident, prevent other something that can hurt me, that I have to be hell liable for. So yeah, And also, it's also, it's not good to spend, too much time, on your screen, like I said, because there's other games, that are way less addictive comparing, to Pokemon Go, right? I do still play video games, to be honest with you, but it's not as addictive as like Pokemon Go. It's not like a whole nother level, right? So yeah, I only played Pokemon Go for like just under 6 years, actually, right? I actually started like in August, right after the month release day. I wasn't interested in Pokemon Go at first, but yeah, everything I did in 2016 was pretty much correct, right? I know that Pokemon Go is a really, popular game back in 2016. I remember like everybody wants to play with it, and then millions of players just quit in a matter of time, right? And I told myself like, oh, like people encourage me to play and all stuff, right? So I told myself like, okay, I am not interested in these type of stuff, right? And I know that it would cause me a lot of problems, and it actually did, right? There's just lots of things that I just quit in life, just lots of little things, such as Pokemon Go and other stuff, right? That that's not gonna help me, in the long run. So that's why I quit, right? So yeah, just causing me to to run around and all stuff, right? But yeah, things has gone a lot better, ever since I stopped playing it, right? I have gotten a lot better, honestly, right? And I become a lot more successful, right? So yeah, and also it's just too much game, and also it just eats up my phone storage. Maybe that shouldn't be concerned. I can just buy a new iPhone, that can store like nearly like terabytes or half terabytes. So losing like few gigabytes is like nothing, right? So that cannot be possibly it. So, and also it just become like it just become like a routine, like certain routines that can just throw me off. I have to remember to do this, I have to remember to do that, right? It just takes up my memory, of what I need to do. And instead of putting that effort in Pokemon Go, I can put on other stuff. So yep, so I'm just possibly gonna have to end this video off here, and goodbye.